Good day, great gents. So in this short video, I want to quickly draw the Aufbau diagram of 2 or 3 atoms. First, let's start with the magnesium. So I'm going to draw the Aufbau diagram of the magnesium atom. Now, if you look at the magnesium atom, it has 12 electrons. So I'm going to draw this Aufbau diagram for the magnesium with 12 electrons. So the first thing that you have to do is to draw your Aufbau energy diagram, starting with the 1s at the lower energy level, followed by 2s, followed by 2p, followed by 3s, 3p, 4s, 4p, 5s, 5p, depending how many electrons are occupying that atom. So in our case, we have this atom, which is the magnesium atom with 12 electrons. So let me draw two. Let's say that I have the magnesium and the magnesium ion. This is a cation, so this is positive ion. So the two that you see there, that means that this magnesium atom, it has donated 2 electrons. So if it was 12 and donated 2 electrons, that means now it has 10 electrons remaining. So let's start with the first one, which is a 12 electron. So the first thing that you have to do now is to go to the first energy level, which is the lower energy level. Then we must first fill in the first electron with a positive or the upward spin. Then we followed by the second electron with the opposite spin. That is according to the Hans rule. It says that you need first to fill in the electron with the positive or the upward spin. Then you pair it with the electron that is spinning in the opposite direction. Then you go now to the next energy level. According to Aufbau, you must first fill in the first or the lower energy level before you can go to the second energy level. So this is the third electron, fourth electron, fifth electron, sixth electron, seventh electron. So we fill in the first block with the positive spin or the upward spin before we can pair it up now with the 8. This is 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we have filled in now up to 10. So we need 2 more. 11, 12. So we started with 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. So all of in total is going to be a 12 number of electrons. But according to Hans' rule, you need to remember that you first fill in the upward spin followed by the opposite spin. Upward spin, opposite spin. Upward spin, first fill all these ones that are spinning up, then you pair them with those that are spinning down, because electrons cannot both spin in the same direction. Remember, electrons are negative charges, so they will repel each other. So to avoid that repel, so one must spin up, one must spin down, because these are actually, if this is a nucleus, around the nucleus, let's say the orbitals, they look something like this. So you cannot now have electrons spinning in the same direction. So this one must spin in the opposite, the other one must spin up, the other one must spin down. If this one is spinning up, the other one must spin down. So they cannot spin in the same direction because they will oppose each other and repel each other. So we have now 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11, 12. So this was the Aufbau diagram for the magnesium atom. Now let's look at the Aufbau diagram for the 2 plus, the magnesium 2 plus. When you see 2 plus there, you know that it has donated 2 electrons. So in total, it's going to be 10 electrons. So we want to draw now for the 10 electrons. So let me go back now to the empty diagram. So you want to draw 10 electrons. So we set 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So this is the Aufbau diagram for the Mg2 plus, because of it has donated 2 electrons. So let me do one more example. Let's take now the oxygen 2 minus. Oxygen 2 minus. Now this is an anion. It's a negative ion. Now, the oxygen, according to the periodic table, has eight electrons. The oxygen has 8 electrons, as you can see. This is the oxygen. It has 8 electrons. Now, if you see something like O2 minus, that means this oxygen now, it has gained 2 more electrons. So that means in total now you have 10 electrons for the oxygen. So according to the Aufbau diagram, now we want to draw the oxygen with 10 electrons. So let's look now at the oxygen with 10 electrons. So the first step you do, first go to the 1s. You said 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So this is the Aufbau diagram for the oxygen 2 minus. It actually has 10 electrons. One more example now before we go to the next video. Let's draw the Aufbau diagram for the potassium K+. So let's look at the potassium. According to the periodic table, the potassium has 19 electrons. Here is the potassium, 19 electrons. But I'm going to draw now the potassium with K+. So the potassium with K+, that means that it has lost 1 electron. So now in total, the potassium has 18 electrons. So I want to draw now the potassium Aufbau diagram with 18 electrons. So we start with the first one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then we pair it. 8, 9, 10. Next level. 11. Pair it. 12. Next level. 13, 14, 15. Pair it. 16, 17, 18. Yeah, so this is the Aufbau diagram for the potassium K+, which is the cation. So when you see that plus, it means it has donated 1 electron. So in total now you have 18 electrons. Yeah, so this is the Aufbau energy diagram for your atoms. Before we end the video, let me quickly show you something. Now, you are also allowed to draw your Aufbau energy diagram like this. If, let's say, you want to preserve time, you don't want to be drawing all these lines, you can also do it like this. Let's do, for example, the calcium atom, which has 20 electrons. The calcium is 20. Let's fill in the calcium atom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Pair it. 8, 9, 10. Next level, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, pair it, 16, 17, 18, next level, 19, pair it, 20. So this would be the Aufbau energy diagram for the calcium atom. So you can also do it this way if you don't want to draw the lines, but make sure that the 2s will be the lower energy than the 2p. You can't draw them in the same line. You cannot have 2s and 2p parallel to each other. No, the 2p must be above the 2s. The 2p must be there above the 2s to show that this is the higher energy level than the 2s. Yeah, so this is the end of the video. Now I will be doing the relative atomic mass calculation.